Are you all having an amazing Star Wars celebration? Do you mind if we make it a little better? Yeah, okay. As mentioned, my name's Asher Ross, and I'll be your moderator for the Mando Plus panel. We will be talking about all things Mando, plus some other stuff. Clearly. I'm not going to waste any more time up here by myself. We have a lot of ground to cover. It's been a while since we've all been together. So please join me in welcoming executive producers Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Stage. The Mandalorian season 1 had not premiered yet.
That's right, we're in Chicago.
Yes. And even more than that, we didn't really know what Star Wars live action television even would be. And now we have Obi-Wan that premiered, we have all of these shows on the horizon. What does it feel like to kind of spearhead this new era of Star Wars?
To me, it's been a dream. Been a dream come true. I've always loved Star Wars. I grew up watching Star Wars, and the type of story that I wanted to tell really suited the small screen because I wanted to really pare it down to something about a few characters and a personal story set in that world so that we had someplace to grow, and also an opportunity to bring new people in who might not be up on all of the lore, and then this became kind of an entry ramp, and then people, as we introduce characters that have existed before, thanks to the Disney Plus streaming service, they could go and watch everything. And so what we were most proud of is not just that people watching our show, but then all of the viewership was going up for the old movies and also for the animated series. So I felt like we brought in a lot of we felt like we were testifying here. I don't recall.
No comment. Thank you. Next question.
Dave, do you care to comment?
No, I'm good. I'm really good. I feel really good. Star Wars TV, I'm all for it, all day long. Have been since 2008.
And we didn't know any of the secrets about season 1, so Grogu.
Oh no, you knew a lot. We kept 2 secrets total the whole time we were on the air. Thankfully, they were the 2 biggest secrets.
The 2 biggest secrets.
Yeah.
Grogu, the child, Baby Yoda. We did not know him whatsoever. That secret was so well kept. What were you guys feeling just the days leading up to the premiere? Was it very stressful?
We were very stressed out.
Very stressed out. I was just glad it was in the first episode. You're trying to hang on to these secrets, and you're just counting the days. You're like, when is this going to be out? So I don't have to worry about this anymore. And then it got out, which was great.
Then the second season, it was the last episode. So every week we were like getting reports.
Yeah.
Or Luke Skywalker came back. A lot of secrecy. But every other secret we've ever had has come out. We've never made a casting announcement.
I'm never confirming that, though. I don't think anything was ever leaked in any dimension. I don't think anyone's ever known what's really happening, and it's a mystery to everybody in this room.
And I'm sure we'll continue to talk about this throughout the panel, but how do you see the evolution of Star Wars television going? What do you see for the future?
Well,
More.
When I first saw Star Wars, it was a continuation of a serialized story. That was George Lucas's, that was his entry point. He was thinking of the old Flash Gordons that he grew up with. And they were cliffhangers, they were serialized. So actually television, especially this type of TV where you get, you know, whatever it is, 6, 8, 10 of them a year, and they pick up and leave off, and I think that those chaptered stories are very fun to write and very fun to explore what characters could do. And there's an adventurous spirit to how we write them because we're thinking about what set pieces, what environments, what creatures, what characters we could meet. And we know that we could tell the story over the course of many, many hours. We don't have to solve everything in an hour and a half or 2 hours like a movie. So there's a tremendous amount of freedom of storytellers, and it's very fun. It's a job. It's the most fun I've ever had, and it's a job that this is what I'm going to keep doing for a while.
Now, I love talking to you guys about The Mandalorian, but I think we should involve one more person in this conversation that we're going to talk about. Just one. The chairs end right there.
That would make sense with all the chairs.
Yeah.
One more.
Any guesses? Without further ado, would you guys join me in welcoming the Mandalorian himself?
It's a good last day of my life.
I'm so glad.
Forgive me also, I've lost my hearing over the years as well, so I just hear screams.
Do you have a favorite reaction you've seen to The Mandalorian since it premiered?
A favorite reaction to there are honestly there are too many. These two geniuses over here honestly have created too many to pick from. Luke would be up there, yeah.
Well, we fell in love with you as Daddy did. And how tough was it to be separated from Grogu for that period of time, and now you guys are reunited?
It's very hard to be separated. It's the closest I've ever come to being a dad, and so far anyway. And you watch the show, and to see a child love his father like that. I mean, I get it. Maybe I should have a kid.
Heard it here first. Now for Dave and John, it seems like we weren't going to see Grogu for a long time. A lot of people speculated after that second season that maybe there would be a time jump, maybe it would be a while. Can you talk about what went into bringing them back together in the Book of Boba Fett?
Look me for. I mean, yeah. I think what was interesting was that we already had a plan to have Luke train him in that. But what was very interesting about that was we had only had, 6 or 7 shots in the previous season, and we thought he looked okay, but we wanted to look better. But so I don't think you realize we were actively solving that visual effect as we were doing it. And he had a lot more screen time, real estate to take up, to be an integral part of the story. But in that time period, it made sense that Luke would be the one to train this child, not just because he's a great character, but because of the way he thinks of the Force and looks at the Force and how he's interacting with Grogu was a way to kind of continue this ideology about the Force and this philosophy that was set up in the original trilogy. So, like everything we do, there was a tremendous amount of thought put into it, and for that, it was one of the reasons I wanted to direct the episode, was because it was, bringing together John's character and George's character, and I wanted to kind of caretake over that as it happened, and then I brought in Ahsoka to kind of arbitrate. Makes sense, and it made a significant moment. It's funny, I don't think of those things as much when it's happening, and then you sit there, you look at Rosario standing next to Mark Hamill, and you're like, oh wow.
Yeah.
And then it's
learn to
there.
know each other.
Yeah.
I think from a story standpoint too, it's interesting that each character had to sacrifice a little bit of what they stood for because of the relationship with Pedro taking off the helmet, and also with the kid turning away from the training and Yoda's lightsaber to make the choice because of the emotional relationship, which has always been a big part of Star Wars, about Luke's decisions that Luke has made to sacrifice, the whole notion of attachment, family versus commitment and discipline. And it also is a bit of a throwback, I felt like, to Paper Moon, where you think the whole movie's about reuniting Tatum O'Neal with her aunt, and then she runs back and decides to forego the cushy life that she could have, and runs back to be with Ryan O'Neal, and that bonds and families form in interesting ways. It's not always like
You guys scared me by sending Grogu to that school. Now, Pedro, we've learned that it takes a team to bring the Mandalorian to life. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? And
well, it would just really be my honor to introduce two other daddies and real heavy lifters that are also the Mandalorian, Brendan Wayne and Lateef Crowder.
trio that bring the Mandalorian to life. What is it like to work together, work off each other, and embody this character together?
Take it away.
I don't know why. I don't know any other way. John did really an amazing job of creating a three-person character, and everybody's so generous. Never ceases to amaze me as you worry that your creative isn't as good as someone, and the way we work is so inclusive, and it's just fun. I mean, we get to play cowboys in space.
I met Lateef 2 projects ago. He was on Kingsman with me, and then he was on another movie here. And when I found out that he was going to be on this, I was like, thank God that he just looks like such a bad. And John had talked to me at the start about Brendan, John Wayne's grandson, and so I learned I can never ever do what they do, but I learned so much from the two of them, and Brendan's Gate and just learning basically how to, share skin with them. It really, for me, started with that.
Can I tell them a funny story about our training?
Yeah.
So yeah, a couple of years, or about 3 or 4 years ago, I was working with Pedro, and I was training him for his fight scenes on the Kingsman 2. And this is like around the 6th or 7th month. And I think we're tired, we're both like kind of burned out by that time. And then I'm like, all right, Pedro, ready to get warmed up? He's like, you know what? You want to just go get a burger for lunch? And then right away I was like, I love this dude, man. Heck yeah. Like, here he is. I'm like, oh God, I gotta look good. I gotta be this stunt guy for him, and look like I'm doing a diet. And like, nah. As soon as he said that, I'm like, oh, that's it. And then 2 years later, we're here. We're meeting up on set. I'm like, thank God, man. Like, and to tell you guys the truth, it's who I've worked with. It's usually the most talented people. We're always the humblest. There's no egos. None of these guys have any ego, and they're some of the most talented people I've ever worked with in this business. So,
I'm ready to say, one more thing. I'm lucky enough to work with these two, and obviously the Kings at the end. But it's always been apparent to me the responsibility we had in creating the Mandalorian in whatever way we were able to add to it, because you all matter to us. Like, we want to service you in a way that makes you happy and proud of your fandom and the things you bring to us, the energy being here. I think about it every day on set when I'm there.
Some enemies along the way, but also some great allies. And we're going to bring out some of those key players. So, please put your hands together for Giancarlo Esposito. Giancarlo, got a bone to pick with you. Back in season 1, I said, you better not touch a hair on that baby Yoda's head.
I will squash that little big ear back. I gotta tell you, I want the child, I want the child. I really do. I want the child within me to come back through the child within Grogu. And that child has been reunited with its big boy here through the experience of this show. And I'm hoping that for all of you out there in the audience that happens and has happened throughout this particular hero's journey. I'm so happy to be a part of this franchise.
How much time do you spend thinking about, or how much do you know about his backstory?
Well, I make up a whole backstory for myself, and sometimes that doesn't quite coincide with what his backstory really is. But it gives my imagination a chance to really soar, and it gives me a chance to really drop into a character that is full and complete and honest and truthful. When I'm talking to our creators about this show, they give me hints. and those hints allow me to then allow my imagination to soar and then take what's on the paper and fill in all the other blanks, which is the wonderful thing about this particular show. I know a bit about the Star Wars franchise from the beginning, and I catch up as I go. But when you work with guys who really are as playful as any you will ever meet, and as very specific and succinct about what they write, you get a sense just being in their presence of what they want. And you get a sense when they guide you that it could be this, it could be that. The most compelling moments for me are last season when John and Dave came down and observed what was happening on the big starship between me and some other characters. And John looked at me and said, you've done this a long time. You've brought a lot of ideas to it. I trust you. I trust that you intrinsically know. And I gotta go, but but I'll be back to check on you and do what your instincts allow. And so when you work with folks who allow you to extend yourself, that empowered me. And isn't that what our show is about? Empowerment. And I thought, in our imaginations, to know that there's nothing that we can't do. That moment, John, changed my existence as an actor. I've been doing it a long time, and allowed me, it didn't go to my ego, it went to my heart and to my soul. And I thought, what is the truth that I'm trying to tell here? What is my information? How am I informed, and what is my intention? And it elevated me and uplifted me, and I'm thankful for that particular moment. I'll never forget it.
Emily, the armorer. Has some iconic lessons, iconic phrases. Do you have a favorite lesson from the armorer?
I don't know if I've really said anything that memorable. Yeah, nothing comes to mind.
We gotta get it once.
Oh yeah. No, somebody asked me once at a convention. They said, "So did you just like ad-lib that line and then they decided to use it?" And I thought, I wonder how far that would get if I said, I tried to go with that. And I said, yeah, I came up with that. And then John and Dave were just like, oh, that's a really good idea. We should use that. How long would you guys have let me run with that?
You've earned it now.
It's an incredibly useful phrase, though. You can use it in a variety of circumstances. Oh my gosh, I love getting to live in her space because there are often people who will meet me at conventions, and it goes one of two ways. They'll either say, wow, I really hear her voice, or I can really tell, you're her, or they'll catch me when I'm in a more excited mood, and they'll say, you're really the armorer? And this is why I love getting to inhabit her space. She's so good for me because she is so grounded, she is so patient, she is so wise, she waits, and I'm not somebody who likes to wait. And I think she says a lot of very smart things. I think one of the things off the top of my head that I really appreciated in season 1 was when Din Djarin had first come back, and in that scene with, I think it was in episode 3, when he and Paz Vizsla were starting to get ornery with each other, starting to, get testosterone-y, come to blows. And they were about to fight, and then she was just like, all right, guys, simmer down. And she just reminded everybody that he had taken the same vow that all of them had taken, that he was abiding by the same creed that all of them had. And so even though there were some differences that had arisen, he'd been living a different way for a while, he hadn't been, in the fold, he was one of them. And he had made the same sacrifices. And so they could set aside all of those differences. And I think that the reminder of that kind of bond of community is so important and so vital. And the fact that this show and that Star Wars has always reminded us of those kinds of messages, of the importance of family, the importance of community, is one of the reasons I love these stories so much. And I think that the Armorer continually reminds us of some of those really important heart, soul themes. And I really appreciate that about her.
Mr. Carl Weathers.
Hey, before you ask me a question, if I may, I just want to ask, are you at a playoff game? What is this with all these people? This is phenomenal. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you. We love the support and we really love all these lightsabers. Yeah. Yeah. And then testosterone. I love testosterone. Oh, okay. Ash, sorry about that.
It is a gift to have you here and a gift to have you in Star Wars, not only in front of the camera as Greef Karga, but behind the camera as well.
Needless to say, I owe at least 90% of what you see on the screen to Jon Favreau. Because, and I mean this sincerely, and I've said it many, many times, so a lot of people have heard it, it comes from the heart. If Jon hadn't invited me into this, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. So thank you, Jon. And then his support along the way. His support along the way with Dave's, and more recently in the last season with Rick's, has just been phenomenal. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I really owe so much to those guys. And to you, of course. And to you.
Carl, is there anything you can say about lending your directorial talents to season 3?
Wow, what can I say? Okay, I'm going to give you a spoiler. Okay, I'm sorry,
You're so far away.
I have cable. I can run faster than you.
This is a terribly designed. What's about to happen?
So here's the spoiler.
Oh boy.
In the spring of 2023, The Mandalorian will be out again. I saw his finger Wait a minute. No spoilers, and I can only tell you that it along with the other episodes should be spectacular because we have such an amazing team of people, from the people who do wardrobe to the people, of course, who do all the special effects, the people who create these magical worlds. To walk through, all generated by these two guys down at my left at the very end here, who managed to find this talent, bring them all together, write these amazing stories. Week after week, they're grinding away and rewriting and really shaping it all. And then we get this wonderful group of actors and entertainers who are in front of the camera who try to bring it to life, and a host of directors who get there and try to tell the story through their eyes and their vision. So I just wound up being lucky, really lucky that I got really good choice of a script and got really good actors and managed not to trip over myself too much and get a lot of support from Jon and Dave, who know everything there is to know about Star Wars, all of the lore, the legacy, everything. So, you know, it's a wonderful sandbox to play in.
surprises of The Mandalorian Season 2 was finding out that a certain well-known character actually survived the events of the Sarlacc pit, launching us into the events of the Book of Boba Fett. And you know he's here. He's been having an amazing weekend. He's here with us today.
No one's having a
Mr.
better
Temuera
time this
Morrison.
Just give us a minute. Just give us a minute. That was amazing.
I'm still getting my breath back. Sorry. Sorry about that. I hope I never scared anybody. Just thought I'd wake everybody up.
Tim, first of all, happy 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones. Yes.
With Ewan and Hayden and everybody else and all the creators. So 20 years ago, back in the day when I had hair. But yes, fortunately for me, it did go back to year 2000. We shot Attack of the Clones in Sydney. George directed, of course. We had a wonderful time in Sydney, everybody. And many, many years later, I think Boba had to look a little bit like me, so. Well, again, I just want to thank everybody. Ming Na sends her apologies. For love. And also, as everyone else was saying, we have a lot of crew and people behind the scenes out there in the crowd with us. They're the ones doing the hard yards, making us look good in front of the camera. So I want to acknowledge everybody from our crew. Lovely to see everybody out the back, Ashley. So yes, it's a wonderful kind of reunion thing going on here. And as well, all the fans. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you guys watching Disney Plus. Thank you very, very much, and thank you for your warm support for the Book of Boba. We had a wonderful time, and even amongst the crew, I was so, it was just a wonderful experience. We get to work, and John and Dave would throw us up a scene from The Godfather, a scene from Lawrence of Arabia, just as a reference, and something for, and set up a wonderful atmosphere at the beginning of the day, and then we'd go out and I'll do my best to pretend I was Marlon Brando. Yes. No tribute, that's not good. Rancor. Breakfast for the Rancor.
Now, Tim, speaking of clones, there are a lot of characters in the Star Wars universe who would have your face. Is there?
I've actually got it all covered, Ashley. I was signing yesterday and I'm Boba Fett. I felt funny because Daniel was over there. Oh, Daniel, sorry, buddy. And paying tribute also to the wonderful work of Jeremy Bullock, who we lost recently. With us in spirit. And good as Ashley. I got all the bases covered. I was Commander Cody, Captain Rex. The list was going on and on and on. Voiceover, Star Wars game, Republic Commando. So I was kind of blessed, I think. And all the clone army as well.
Perfect. Now, Dave, John, Tim, question for you guys. Was I hallucinating, or in the last episode of the Book of Boba Fett, does the theme song change to just Fett?
Yeah, we got some lyrics for the last episode. That was Ludwig Göransson's idea. Yeah. A lot of us were lucky enough to see John Williams performing on this stage a few nights ago. And the music of Star Wars has always been so iconic, and so we've been very lucky to have Ludwig and his team, Joe Shirley, contributing to the and creating new themes for The Mandalorian and for Book of Boba Fett. So it must be very daunting to try to sit alongside of John Williams and one of but Ludwig. Part of what's fun about him is he's so creative, so prolific. This is one of many things he does. He's doing, of course, features and working with Childish Gambino and Ryan Coogler, and so Black Panther. So he's, but he has so many different aspects, and so yeah. So when he first pitched the Boba Fett theme, there were lyrics that we saved for the last episodes. If you listen to the end credits of the final episode, there's actually vocals and lyrics to the song.
Love it. And like I said at the beginning, we had a lot of ground to cover. We had a lot of catching up to do since we haven't seen each other in a while. But as we move forward, let's bring out two people who might have some insight into what's to come in Mandalorian Season 3. Please welcome to the stage Katee Sackhoff and Famuyiwa.
Directing with us since the second episode of Mandalorian, and this year he's joining us as an executive producer for this season.
Rick, how does that feel? Take on.
Oh man, I think it's finding out now. No. Thank you, John. No, it's for some reason John saw my film Dope and said that's Star Wars material. The first film I saw in the movie theater was Star Wars, and I remember waiting in that long line to go see that movie with no idea what I was going to go see. And from the moment I saw the opening crawl and the Star Destroyer flying over that screen, my life was changed. And so, so this has always been a dream of mine to tell stories in this world, in this universe, this galaxy, and again to walk in and John sort of say, hey, I want you to do the second episode of this thing, and then sort of follow up, hey, it was an honor, and I've been around for the ride ever since, and excited about the next season with a lot of exciting developments to come. So great to be here, excited about everything.
trouble immediately, but is there anything you can say about the focus of season 3?
No. That's right, Rick. Great job. That's our MVP.
That was a test.
Love it.
Katee, Bo-Katan. Last we saw Bo-Katan, she was not thrilled about the Darksaber situation.
I mean, she was conflicted.
She's conflicted, sure. Where is her head right now? Is there anything you can say about kind of how she's feeling going into season 3?
No.
That was a test.
I mean, her head is still attached to her body, so that's a good thing.
I resent that. My character, pre-Vizsla, got his head cut off, and I think that's what reference to. We were partners in that show until I lost my head. Now,
I mean, partners.
thanks, Dave.
Oh boy, we're almost through.
Sorry, Dave.
That's okay.
Katee, what does it mean to embody this character that you've been a part of for so long?
You know, I said this before, my dad raised me on science fiction. And he raised me on strong characters. And when I was little, you didn't have a lot of strong female characters to choose from. You know, we had Sigourney and Linda and Lucy Lawless. You know, but I wanted to be Bruce Willis. I wanted to save an October building. Like and to be able to play the women that I have been able to play throughout my career has been such a gift. And strong women keep presenting themselves to me. And these guys at the end of the table are responsible for creating so many strong characters. The fact that they're women, they're just women. To be able to start with her 10 years ago and the fact that they trusted me to take her into live action is I'm still pinching myself. So, and the fact that you guys love her, flaws and all. You're in for a treat.
Speaking of a treat, Rick, Dave, John, you guys bring a little something today?
Yeah, for those of you who were here Thursday, we showed some footage that included Katee Sackhoff at the end there, and we figured that this crowd might want to get a sneak peek as well.
Might be more. How many chairs are left down there? Might be more. What do you got?
Well, those who saw that on Thursday,
Yeah.
that wasn't, this was longer.
It's long. Our panel's a little longer. Obviously, the table's longer, the trailer's a little longer. That's the plus in the Mandalorian plus. That might happen.
That might happen.
We'll see.
Wait a minute.
We'll see.
The Mandalorian Season 3 streams February 2023 on Disney+. Plus. Star Wars character, I'll circle back. So, bring back Avatar, Dave!
Oh, interesting. Didn't see that coming.
Now, there was someone we met, or actually became reacquainted with, in Mandalorian Season 2. And that was a character named Ahsoka. Now, I know you're filming right now.
Yes.
How is it going?
Really well.
Good.
I'm very happy.
I know.
No one knows anything about that or where it could possibly be filmed
Not yet.
right now.
Well, just wait a second.
Yes. We'll be
Well,
delicate here.
I know Rosario sent us a message on Thursday, but thankfully, she stepped off set to join us today.
This is the way.
Hey, that's my phrase. You can borrow it though.
Hi. Hi, Ahsoka. Hi. Hi. This has to be your first Star Wars celebration as Ahsoka.
Indeed, it is. Luckily, we don't shoot on Saturdays, so here we go.
You were literally filming yesterday, right?
Yeah, late last night. My arms can prove it, yeah.
You have an update for us. How's it going? I know Dave said it's going great, but
It's been amazing. I mean, I was so excited that Dave actually posted that when we started filming on my birthday, May 9th, so we actually, last night was the end of our third week.
now, I've done a couple interviews with you over the years, and I want to say like years ago, I was like, oh, is there like a character you love to play? Like, not Star Wars, just any character. And you were like, I want to play Ahsoka.
Yes. Yeah.
It feels like you are in this for the long haul. This is a role that you have been wanting for years and years, and now we're here.
Yeah, and it's because of people like you. I was fan casted this online. I luckily got to see it, and I loved the image Boss Logic had posted, and so I just reposted it, hashtag Ahsoka Lives. And then it ended up in front of Dave Filoni, who had Star Wars Account Follow Me. And I guess it kind of stuck in the back of their mind. And so when John and him started working on Mandalorian, they were looking at the timeline. And, you know, I just turned 43 on that Monday when we started filming. And that's kind of around Ahsoka's age in this timeline. And they had me in mind. And so when they called me about it, they had actually drawn all these more images of me as this character, which is mind-blowing. And it's just been such a thrill and honor to bring this character to life and to feel the energy of everyone wanting to see her come to life. It's been as a fan, it's exciting to experience it and to see this story continue.
it's been incredible seeing Ahsoka make the jump to live action.
Yeah.
Did you bring any friends with you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hold on one second. Chopper.
Hey, what's it feel like to have Chopper out here?
It's weird. It's weird. Look at that. We need to get back to set, buddy. We got a lot of work to do.
Hi, Chopper. Say bye to Chopper.
Show us the arms!
Chopper, everybody. Now, I know it's early days, but is there like an image or anything?
Well, yeah, you know, I hate spoilers, but I mean, look, I've been at Lucasfilm 18 years. I've been working on this, developing this character. So many people have been a part of that, but most of all, the fans have been the biggest part of that. And we're only, like I said, 3 weeks in, but the crew and I, we just couldn't help ourselves. So. But it's tiny. The tiniest little piece that we had. We just, John and I wanted to share it with you guys today. So here's a real early, just give you a few clues. There we go.
Everyone, please welcome Sabine Wren, Natasha.
It's been a very busy 3 weeks. Got a lot done.
Long table, give us a sec.
Passed out after this.
Oh my god, that was incredible. Crying. Woo!
Hi, everyone. Oh, wow. Hi. Oh, I love you too. Wow. It is an honor to be here. Wow.
Welcome to Star Wars Celebration.
Thank you.
Sabine.
Thank you so much.
Hey, is that weird to hear me say up here?
It's all weird.
You're like that.
This is a big one for me. I'm very proud of those two and the work they're doing and the whole crew and the response that they get from everybody. It means so much.
For Dave and John, what was your process of finding Natasha?
I'll let Dave answer, but I will say one thing is that hopefully one thing that I've helped with Dave with as he's transitioned from animation to live action is to understand the value of great actors, that they're your partners and that they can breathe life and bring dimension to characters that, although they exist in people's minds, the actors do a lot of heavy lifting with understanding the contours of their souls, what motivates them. And if you could create a wonderful partnership with the right people, it's going to allow things to blossom in a way beyond what you ever would hope or plan. And so, at all the actors that you see here, conversations have taken place about who's going to be a great creative partner for us to have.
Yeah. And you have, and it's a huge challenge. I mean, look, these characters have been alive and lived in my mind and in yours as well, and I've been privileged to work with so many great actors, Clone Wars, Rebels, Resistance, before that, and they'd be the first to tell you that with Ashley Eckstein and T. Sarkar, they are phenomenal and those characters touch a lot, right? When I made this move to change medium into live action, there's a host of people that don't get to be on panels or celebrations, and you don't get to interact with the animation leads and the art directors, and you meet someone like Athena Portillo, who's responsible for all these characters I've created. Carrie Beck, who's here around the thing, you can work with her. We all get together and make these characters, and the trick is that when they become live action, there is this embodiment. It's a decisive moment. The photography of it right there. I have to find with John the people that are that person right then and there, and I set everything back to zero, and I have to look at it very kind of across the board and be open to everything that's going to be required with no biases. And so we look at it together, and we look at a host of people, and what's strange, and it's true for everybody up here, is that you write these stories, and then all of a sudden you're looking through a camera and you see this environment, and there they are. There's the character. And I think we've been so fortunate with everybody that we've asked, this entire table of people, to come and be these characters that they are, and they do it not just for themselves, but for everyone here, for the audience, for Star Wars, they get what makes this special, for the entire crew. And they would all agree, the entire crew that's with us on set every day also makes these characters come to life. There's no unimportant person on our shows, not one single person. We step on a lot of everything so we look for people that are gonna be with us on that and go to this galaxy that we love so much. And I don't know if that's a process, but it's a little Jedi council, and we're always looking for an Anakin. I don't know. That's how it goes. Something like that. There's the chosen one, and we find him. So there you go. That's it.
Natasha, what has it been like on set, working with Rosario, embodying Sabine? I know these are a lot of questions. I'm just very excited about you.
So much I could say.
Not that much, though.
Not much.
Not that much to say.
I know, I find that. God, I feel like I've just been adopted into a new family.
You have.
I feel that way about everyone I work with, but also the fans. It's just the most welcoming, creative. I mean, I have never experienced anything like this. Set is going really well. Can't say a thing, but I think you guys, I know how much Sabine means to a lot of people in this room. In watching Rebels, she's come to mean a hell of a lot to me too. And I know how much she means to Dave. So I think you guys are going to be really excited about the journey she's about to have.
When we agreed to do this, we said it was just going to be the three of us. There's like 13 of us, 14 plus Chopper. Are we done?
Well, there's one more character that I think it would be bad if that character missed this opportunity to actually meet the fan. Have a seat, little guy. Have a seat.
Pedro. Your son is here.
What's up, little guy?
You wanna
Come
say hi for our friends here?
Now our new show, My Three Dads. Wonderful family show.
Look at all these daddies.
Look at that.
And then, should we show the trailer just one more time?
Yeah.
Yeah.